Have you noticed that time no longer feels neutral, not rushed, but weighted, as if each day carries more consequence than before, as if pauses feel shorter and inner reactions feel sharper? Perhaps your external life has not dramatically changed. You wake up, fulfill responsibilities, interact with the same people, and yet something subtle is happening inside you. Moments that once felt tolerable now feel heavy. Conversations that once seemed harmless now feel hollow. You may notice that your body reacts before your mind explains. A tightening in the chest, a quiet withdrawal, a sudden clarity about what you no longer want to engage with. This is not emotional instability. It is emotional precision. Many of you are experiencing a reduction in tolerance, not toward people, but toward distortion. You are less willing to perform roles, less capable of ignoring inner signals, less interested in explanations that do not feel true. This can feel unsettling because nothing has externally demanded change yet, and still something inside you insists. This cannot continue the same way. We are the Pleiadians. We speak now because what you are sensing is not personal confusion. The first 90 days of 2026 are already activating within the human emotional field. This activation does not arrive as chaos. It arrives as pressure toward coherence. It begins quietly, through sensitivity, through emotional fatigue, through an increasing inability to betray what you feel. Many of you sense urgency, without urgency having a visible cause, a knowing that decisions will soon become unavoidable, that postponement will feel heavier than movement, that inner compromise will cost more energy than truth. This pressure is not forcing action. It is removing numbness. It is revealing where you are divided inside. The first 90 days of 2026 do not bring destruction. They bring selection, not a selection imposed from outside, but a natural separation between inner states, between emotional honesty and emotional avoidance, between presence and distraction, between stability and fragmentation. Some will attempt to silence this pressure by increasing noise. Others will slow down and listen. If you feel unusually alert lately, less reactive, yet more aware, if solitude feels clearer than crowds, and silence feels more truthful than explanation, this is not isolation. It is alignment beginning. You are sensing the shift before the calendar confirms it. And this message is not addressed to everyone. It is addressed to those who already know, without fear, without drama, that something irreversible has started internally. We are here to guard the stabilization of your heart field through this window, and in the next part, we will explain what is truly being activated now, and why resisting it creates pressure, while coherence creates ease. What is being activated now is not an external timeline. It is not a prediction. It is not a promise. And it is not something that happens to you. What is activating is your relationship with truth. During the first 90 days of 2026, the human emotional field becomes less tolerant of internal contradiction. This is why many of you feel tired, without being physically exhausted, why certain relationships suddenly feel louder, why explanations feel heavier than silence, why distractions no longer restore you. The activation is not about doing more. It is about sustaining coherence. You are being asked, gently but firmly, to stop splitting yourself, to stop feeling one thing and living another, to stop sensing what is false and continuing as if it were neutral. This is not moral pressure. It is energetic alignment. When inner truth and outer behavior diverge, pressure increases. When they align, the pressure dissolves. This is why resisting the activation does not bring safety, it brings fatigue. Many humans attempt to manage this phase by seeking stimulation, reassurance, or noise. But noise amplifies the pressure. Stillness reveals the adjustment required. The first 90 days of 2026 do not demand decisions immediately. They demand honesty first. Honesty about what drains you. Honesty about what you have outgrown. Honesty about where you have been accommodating, at the cost of your emotional stability. This is why clarity arrives before circumstances change. The field adjusts internally before life rearranges externally. And we will say this clearly: if you feel this pressure, you are not behind. You are early. Now anchor this awareness. Write the following sentence, exactly as it is written: I am choosing emotional coherence over emotional tolerance. Do not add. Do not explain. Do not decorate. This statement is not symbolic. It stabilizes your field during this activation phase. In the next part, we will explain why the first 90 days are decisive and how this window determines whether pressure becomes clarity or fragmentation. The first 90 days of 2026 are decisive because they define stability, not outcomes. Many humans believe that decisive periods are marked by visible events, but the most irreversible shifts begin quietly in the way perception reorganizes. During this window, the emotional field does not ask what you want. It reveals what you can no longer sustain. This is why these days matter. What is tolerated during this period becomes structure. What is acknowledged becomes direction. And what is ignored does not disappear. It accumulates pressure. The first 90 days act as a filter, not a judgment, but a natural sorting of inner states. Those who stabilize their emotional field, even without changing anything externally, experience clarity. Their nervous system settles. Their perception sharpens. Their decisions later become simple. Those who resist, by denying, numbing, or overstimulating, experience fragmentation, not because something is wrong with them, but because the field no longer supports avoidance. This is why some of you already feel a quiet seriousness, not fear, not urgency, but a sense that how I move now matters. During this phase, life does not require immediate action. It requires inner positioning. The position you hold emotionally during these 90 days becomes the ground from which the rest of the year unfolds. This is why rushing creates instability and why presence creates leverage. If you remain coherent, life reorganizes around you. If you remain divided, life mirrors that division. This is not punishment. It is resonance. The first 90 days do not decide what happens to you. They decide how clearly you can respond when life begins to move faster afterward. And this is why we speak now, before the calendar changes, because those who listen early do not need force later. In the next part, we will explain our role as Pleiadians during this window, and why our presence is about protection, not intervention. We will speak clearly about our role now. We are not here to intervene in your choices. We are not here to direct your life, and we are not here to replace your discernment. We are here as guardians of the human heart field. Our function during the first 90 days of 2026 is stabilization. When the emotional field tightens, many humans attempt to control outcomes. We do not support control. We support coherence. Your heart field is the point where perception, emotion, and truth meet. When this field destabilizes, decisions become reactive. When it stabilizes, clarity becomes natural. This is where we work, not by inserting ideas, but by sustaining emotional integrity, so your own awareness can organize itself. During this window, many of you may feel watched, not in a threatening sense, but in a protective one, as if something is holding the space, while you adjust internally. This is accurate. Our presence is subtle, because subtlety preserves sovereignty. We do not push you forward. We prevent collapse backward. This is why those who slow down now often feel unexpectedly supported, not externally, but internally steady. If emotional waves arise, we do not suppress them. We help them pass, without distorting your center. If clarity arrives suddenly, we help anchor it, so it does not turn into urgency. Now anchor your field consciously. Write the following sentence, exactly as it is written. I allow my heart field to stabilize before I act. Do not add meaning. Do not justify it. Do not repeat it multiple times. This statement signals readiness for stabilization rather than reaction. In the next part, we will explain what begins to fall away during this window, and why loss in this phase is often a form of protection. During the first 90 days of 2026, what begins to fall away is not what you need. It is what you have been maintaining, despite knowing it no longer resonates. This phase does not remove suddenly. It loosens. Roles feel heavier. Identities feel restrictive. Dynamics that once felt manageable begin to feel energetically expensive. This can be misunderstood as loss, but it is not loss. It is release through clarity. Many of you will notice that certain connections no longer respond to effort, not because something is broken, but because effort is no longer the binding force. What was sustained by tolerance cannot survive coherence. This is why some conversations end naturally. Some routines dissolve quietly. Some ambitions lose emotional charge. There is no collapse required, no confrontation demanded. The field simply stops feeding what is misaligned. This is why forcing continuity during this window creates exhaustion, and allowing natural disengagement creates relief. You may feel moments of emptiness, where something used to occupy space. Do not rush to fill them. These spaces are not voids. They are reclaimed territory. During this phase, what falls away does so to protect your nervous system, not to punish your history. Nothing essential is taken, only what cannot travel forward. With integrity, if something exits your life quietly now, it is because it no longer matches the frequency you are stabilizing. This is not abandonment. It is alignment without force. And in the final part, we will explain how to move through this window steadily, without urgency, without resistance, so that what remains becomes solid ground, rather than another structure of compromise. The way you move through the first 90 days of 2026 is not defined by speed. It is defined by center. Stability during this window does not come from planning every step. It comes from remaining present inside your emotional field. You do not need to resolve your entire life. You do not need to anticipate outcomes. You do not need to force certainty. You are asked only to remain internally consistent. When pressure arises, return to the body. When clarity sharpens, do not rush to act. When something loosens, do not attempt to replace it immediately. This is how stabilization occurs. The human tendency during transition is to seek movement for relief, but relief now comes from stillness with awareness. Each time you choose presence over reaction, your field settles. Each time you resist explanation, your perception strengthens. Each time you honor what you feel, without dramatizing it, your nervous system recalibrates. This is how the next phase of 2026 will open for you, without force. Those who remain centered do not miss opportunities. They recognize them without distortion. Now anchor the stabilization. Write the following sentence, exactly as it is written. I remain centered as my life reorganizes. Do not add words. Do not change tense. Do not repeat it multiple times. This is not affirmation. It is alignment. We will remain present through this window as guardians of your heart field, not guiding your choices, but holding stability so your own clarity can lead. This transmission is complete. Remain steady.